Before we deconstruct the brutal algorithmic purge currently destroying millions of digital careers, I have exactly 3 critical questions for you to answer in the comments below. Number 1. Are you still endlessly tweaking the bullet points on your LinkedIn profile, completely unaware that Tier 1 recruiters are now legally filtering out unverified accounts by default? Number 2. If an autonomous AI agent can instantly generate a flawless resume and deploy a deep fake video interview in real time, how do you mathematically prove to a corporation that you actually exist? Number 3. Do you understand why dynamic telemetry-backed verified skill certificate have officially replaced the traditional university degrees in 2026 hiring metrics? Let me know your answers. If you are new to the channel, here is my intro. I'm Dr. HR. I approach the global labor and capital market not with emotional, comforting advice, but as a structural algorithmic system. I hold a PhD in human resources, a master's from prestigious Tata Institute of Social Sciences TISS in Mumbai, and a bachelor's in computer engineering. Operating on the ground here in Dubai since 2010, consulting for Tier 1 corporate entities, sovereign wealth funds, and apex tech founders across the Middle East and the Indian subcontinent, I have monitored exactly how global talent is sourced, verified, and ultimately hired. The market does not reward you for making claims, it rewards you for providing a cryptographic biological proof of your competence. Your LinkedIn profile is officially invisible. In 2026, the AI-generated resumes and deepfake endorsement have entirely flooded the market, making it mathematically impossible for recruiters to trust your digital history. If you don't have a human verification badge, the gray shield sitting next to your name, you are just a background noise. It is time to prove you actually exist. Stop updating your skills list because nobody believes them anymore. The era of digital competence is over, replaced by a ruthless world where only biometric credentials matter for elite roles. Without verified biological proof of skills, you are competing against bot for a future that's already leaving you behind today. Imagine losing your dream job to a ghost. Right now, automated synthetic noise is completely drowning out the top-tier biological talent, forcing a total structural pivot in how we hire. To secure a high-leverage role in 2026, you must dismantle the illusion and get verified. Without that badge, your professional identity is nothing more than a code. Before I completely dismantle the illusion of a traditional resume, expose the exact mechanics of an AI imposter threat, and give you the precise architectural blueprint to secure your biometric shield and telemetry badges, hit the subscribe button and press the notification bell. I post daily videos showing you exactly how to navigate the global labor and capital market using cold, hard engineering logic. You do not want to miss these executions protocols. Stop acting like a synthetic commodity. Start acting like a sovereign operator. Grab a notebook, it is time to authenticate your existence. Phase 1. The synthetic flood, the fear of obsolescence. We must first diagnose the exact debilitating technological disease that has completely shattered the foundation of the global labor market. For the last 15 years, the digital hiring matrix was built on a system of trust. You typed your experience into a LinkedIn profile. You uploaded a PDF resume and the HR department believed you. If you claimed you were a senior data analyst in Bangalore or a marketing director in Dubai, the system assumed you were telling the truth, pending a background check. In May 2026, the entire system of trust has collapsed. We have entered the era of the synthetic flood. The release of a hyper-advanced generative AI models have democratized perfection. Any human on the planet, regardless of their actual skill level, can use an LLM to generate a world-class, flawlessly formatted, perfectly keyworded, optimized resume in 3 seconds. They can use the AI to write perfectly tailored cover letters that specifically bypass the applicant tracking systems, the ATS. The result? The signal-to-noise ratio in the HR department has dropped to absolute zero. When a company in the DIFC posts an open executive role, they do not receive 200 applications. They receive 20,000. And every single one of them look mathematically perfect because perfection is now free. Perfection is completely worthless. Your LinkedIn profile is officially invisible because you are standing in a stadium filled with 20,000 synthetic clones shouting the exact same keywords. To survive this flood, the LinkedIn algorithms and the enterprise recruiters who pay millions of dollars to access it executed a hard pivot. They stopped filtering by keyword. They started filtering by authentication. By the end of 2025, LinkedIn pushed past 100 million verified accounts. They partnered with third-party identity protocol like Clear in the US, Persona across UAE and MENA region, and DigiLocker in India. They're not asking for an email ID. They're demanding a cryptographic scan of the NFC chip in your government-issued passport, coupled with one-to-one facial geometry analysis of your biological face. If you refuse to execute this biometric handshake, the algorithm assumes you are a bot, a spammer, or a fraud. You do not get a gray shield, you are shadow banned from the elite recruiter searches. If you don't have the human verification badge, you're just a background noise. Phase 2. The Deepfake Threat. The high-stakes narrative. Why did the platform resort to scanning your biological facial geometry? Why the extreme shift to biometric security? Because the threat escalated from text to video. We must map the physics of an AI imposter. Imagine losing your dream job to a ghost. In the remote hiring ecosystem of 2026, employment fraud has become a multi-million-dollar organized crime syndicate. We are no longer just dealing with exaggerated resume. We are dealing with fully synthetic candidates. Here is exactly how the syndicate steals your job. A bad actor identifies a high-paying remote tech or an executive role in Dubai or New York. They purchase a stolen identity from dark web or generate a completely synthetic identity. They build a fake LinkedIn profile, complete with an AI-generated engagement history and synthetic headshot. When the HR department invites a candidate to a remote Zoom or a Teams interview, a biological human does not show up, an AI imposter shows up, using real-time deepfake videos rendering and voice cloning technology. The syndicate projects a hyper-realistic avatar onto the screen, connected to a localized frontier LLM. The avatar listens to the recruiter's question and answers them in real time with absolute flawless technical precision. The recruiter hires a ghost. The company ships a laptop and grants access to their secure internal servers. The syndicate immediately deploys ransomware or steals the corporate data. Right now, automated noise is drowning out top-tier talent, forcing a total pivot in how we hire. Corporate HR departments are terrified. The legal and the financial liability of hiring an AI imposter is catastrophic. Therefore, they have implemented a zero-trust recruitment protocol. When a Tier 1 corporate recruiter opens LinkedIn Recruiter today, they do not even look at an unverified profile, they toggle the verified candidates only. Switch. They will only invest their biological time in a candidate whose identity has been legally vetted by a Persona, Clear, or Microsoft Entra. If you are an Apex operator holding out on verification because of privacy concern, you are playing a losing game. You are optimizing for privacy, but you are mathematically guaranteeing your own obsolescence. Without that badge, your professional identity is nothing more than code, and the corporation do not hire code. They hire legally verifiable humans. Phase 3, the death of self-reported skills. The Contrarian Reality Check. We must now address the second layer of verification matrix. Proving that you are human is only the baseline. You must now prove that your brain actually possesses the skills you claim. Stop updating your skills list because nobody believes them anymore. Historically, the skills section on a LinkedIn profile was a joke. You typed Python, financial modeling, or strategic leadership, and your former colleagues clicked the endorse button as a polite favor. It was a completely self-authored, unverified echo chamber. The era of digital competence by declaration is over. It has been replaced by telemetry verification. In early 2026, LinkedIn unveiled the most devastating update to the digital labor market: Verified AI Skills Certificate. Hiring managers no longer demand proof of familiarity, they demand a proof of execution. LinkedIn partnered with Apex software platforms like GitHub, Descript, Replit, Zapier, Lovable. When you claim to be an expert in AI tool or a coding language, LinkedIn does not take your word for it. It connects directly to the partner's API telemetry. The algorithm examines your actual usage frequency. It audits the breadth of features you deploy. It analyzes the output quality of your code or your generative workflow. If and only if the telemetry proves that you are actively, consistently executing high-level tasks, a dynamic verified proficiency badge appears on your profile. If you stop using the tool, the badge dynamically downgrades. Without a verified biological proof of skills, you're competing against bot for a future that's already leaving you behind today. The recruiter does not have to guess if you know how to build an autonomous agent. The telemetry proves it. This introduces an objective yardstick tied to product reality. It caters directly to the self-taught, high-agency operator. You no longer need a 4-year degree from a legacy university to prove your worth. You bypass the educational gatekeepers entirely by providing absolute cryptographic proof of your daily execution. If your profile is filled with unverified self-endorsement, you look like a dinosaur. You look like a candidate who talks about the work rather than an operator who actually does the work. Phase 4, the privacy paradox, the cost of sovereignty. Before we execute the protocol, we must address the friction. We must discuss the privacy paradox. When you use a persona or clear to verify your LinkedIn profile, you are submitting a live selfie, your phone number, or scan of a government-issued passport. Persona generates facial geometries, a one-to-one biometric analysis to confirm you are a live human. The amateur operators recoils in horror. They go to Reddit and complain that LinkedIn is building a massive surveillance network. They refuse to verify on ethical grounds. The sovereign executive understands the physics of the trade-off. Yes, you are handing your biometric data to a third-party processor, but you must read the actual architecture of the data flow. Persona and clear generate the verification signal. LinkedIn itself receives a hashed unique identifier. LinkedIn does not receive your raw biometric data, your passport number, or your expiration dates. The data is explicitly used to confirm your identity, not to train localized AI model. You must ask yourself a cold, unsentimental question: what is the price of your sovereignty? If you refuse to verify, you protect your facial geometry from a third-party server. Congratulations. But your career is now invisible. You are locked out of an elite job market. You cannot secure the high-yield remote roles in the UAE, the US, or the UK because you are mathematically indistinguishable from a deepfake syndicate bot. You are trading your financial future for an illusion of privacy in a world where your face is already scraped across 1,000 of public databases. The apex operator understands the verification badge is a tool booth. You pay the biometric toll to access the high-trust, high-yield sovereign network. You embrace the verification not as a privacy violation but a competitive mode. Let the amateur hide behind their unverified avatar while you step into a light and command the absolute premium that verified humans' authenticity demands. Phase 5, the Sovereign Identity Protocol Execution Blueprint. You have diagnosed the synthetic flood. We have exposed the deepfake threat, mapped the telemetry verification matrix, and decoded the privacy paradox. The final phase is your execution. If you are a professional operating in the UAE, India, or global market in 2026, how do you architect an undeniable, unhackable personal identity? You must deploy the Sovereign Identity Protocol. Step 1. The biometric handshake. Do not delay this. Open the native mobile app. Verification cannot be done on a desktop because it requires hardware validation. Have your NFC-enabled government passport ready. If you are in UAE or India, you will likely be routed through Persona or DigiLocker. Ensure absolute compliance. Remove the phone case. Ensure the NFC chip in your passport touches the device perfectly. Complete the facial geometric scan. Secure the gray shield next to your name. You have just separated yourself from 90% of the synthetic noise on the platform. Step 2. The telemetry integration proof of work. Strip your profile of bloated, self-authored skills list. They are obsolete. Instead, integrate your workflow APIs, connect your GitHub repository, link your verified AI credentials through Descript, Zapier, or Replit. Build a dynamic layered profile where your theoretical knowledge is continuously validated by real-world telemetry. When a recruiter looks at your profile, they should see a live dashboard of your execution, not a static PDF of your claims. Step 3. The corporate shield, bypassing the app. If you're an executive or a founder who absolutely refuses personal biometric scanning, there is a structural backdoor. You can execute verification via company page. If you are a super admin of a verified legitimate LinkedIn company profile, you can request verification through organizational matrix. This leverages the company's verified business credentials to grant you the gray shield without uploading your personal passport. It is a secondary route, but it achieves the exact same algorithmic trust signal. Step 4. The physical trust network. Digital verification is the baseline. Physical verification is the ultimate leverage. In a world terrified of AI imposters, physical human proximity is a Veblen good, a luxury asset. Do not rely entirely on the digital grid. Attend the high-stakes, invite-only industry event in the DIFC. Shake the hands of a Tier 1 recruiter. When you possess the digital biometric shield and the physical reputation of a known entity, you become mathematically impossible to ignore. Look closely at your LinkedIn profile right now. Look at the lack of a gray shield. Look at the unverified list of skills. You are projecting the exact signature of an automated bot. The recruiters are ignoring you because the algorithm is protecting them from you. The 2026 labor market is an invisible high-stake war between the authentic biology and a synthetic code. Stop complaining about the algorithm. Stop writing cover letter that an AI can write better. Secure your biometric credential, prove your telemetry, architect your sovereign identity, and force the global market to recognize that you actually exist. Process the data, execute the strategy, and I will see you at the top.